Hi, it's Kim from Chatterbox Quilts. Today I want to talk about the Quilt Builder card deck. It's the Kim Diehl edition and it's from C&T Publishing. So thanks so much to C&T Publishing for providing me with this so I can share it with you. Now, if you haven't seen some of these Quilt Builder card decks before, I just love these actually. Each of them come with these cards inside and they have different blocks on them. So I want to show you this particular one, which uses different quilt blocks that Kim Diehl uses in her projects. And there's tips and information from her in here as well. Now, there's 40 scrappy blocks, 8 lovely layouts, and plentiful possibilities, it says on the front, all right? So first it goes through and it tells you on these different cards how to use the block charts that you'll find on each of the cards. So what you'll see there is you will see on the front, actually, there's a gray scale block. And then on the back, you'll see there's a blank block. There's a piecing diagram and it shows you all the different sizes for all those little different pieces in there, and then a colored finished block. Now each of these blocks can be made in different sizes, so they provide you with information for either 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, or let's go big, 36 inches. All right, so it explains how to do that, and there's more information as you go through. So some of these have partial seams in them. I love partial seams. So it explains how to do that. It's not hard to do, but it gives you lots of interesting ideas. And there's also information, and this is something I found really helpful, about how to put these weird little shapes together. Okay, they're not weird shapes, but when you have a triangle and you're putting it to a rectangle, where do you line the triangle up? You know there's going to be overlap, but how do you actually line it up properly so it's going to work well when everything's all trimmed up? This is actually from Alex Anderson, and it shows you how to line up these different shapes together so they're going to work out perfectly. So I find that really helpful. Now, I told you that there's going to be some information from Kim Diehl in here too, so she has her favorite tips, tricks, hints, and helps here. So on this particular card, there's information that she finds helpful when she's making these blocks, and she wants to share that with you, of course, too. There's also ideas for borders and sashing. That is quite interesting. Lots of different ideas there. We're always looking for ideas for making our borders a little more interesting, right? And she also talks about make a quick bonus project. So if you don't want to make a whole quilt here, you could make like a table runner or a pillow, things like that. So what I really like about these card decks is they always have some sample quilt block layouts. So here we have this one, flag and stars layout. So it'll tell you the size of the blocks that you're using in it. And in some cases, in this particular one, they're using a specific block in the center, Old Glory, which is in the card deck here. And they'll tell you what else you're using around here. Some of these are specific blocks, and others, for example, this one, the Scrappy Star Sampler layout, there are certain blocks in here, but you could certainly switch out any of the other blocks if you wanted to do that as well. Here's another one here, and they also tell you the quilt size. So for example, this one's 32 by 32. The block sizes are 8 by 8 on this particular one. So there's several of those in here before you get to the actual blocks. So let's take a look at some of those. Here is one. This is actually the half and half block. And as I mentioned before, you've got this gray scale block. So you can get a really good idea. These cards are 4 inches square. So you have a really good idea of what that block is going to look like, no matter what size it's going to be. And then when you flip it over, you've got just the outline here. And then you've got the gray scale again, the different pieces here, and what it would look like in one colorway anyway. And as I mentioned, you've got all these different sizes that you can make. So you can go for something small that you want to put several of them into a quilt, or maybe you want to make just a big 36-inch one, and whatever you want to make, you've got the measurements there to do so. So different ones here, just a few different shapes here. Some may be familiar, some may not. So as I mentioned, 40 of these different ones, right? And just a few ideas of some of them. Ooh, I like this one. This is fun. What's this? Written in the Stars. Very much fun. But I really like how they have it in the grayscale. It's enough to tell you, that there could be all the same fabrics here in the dark. This would be a different fabric. These would all be the same. Of course, that's just suggestions. You can always change it up. But if you want to get the look you're seeing on the back, having these different colorations, these different gradients of that kind of black or gray color is really helpful for you to know how you should be choosing your fabric to make it effective, right? I always like this block. Hayride, isn't that cute? Okay, so there's lots and lots and lots of different blocks. Well, there's 40 blocks, right, in here. And then the last one here, I mentioned already, is Old Glory. So if you're in the US, you're going to love this block. Not difficult to make at all, really. And again, you could make just a huge one, 36 inches. That'd look beautiful on your wall, wouldn't it? If you like to make pieced quilt blocks and you love Kim Diehl's aesthetic, I highly recommend you get the Quilt Builder card deck, the Kim Diehl Special Edition. I've got a link up above and in the description below so you can get your own card deck. Now, you might be wondering, I did mention that there are other card decks from C&T Publishing. So if you're wondering about those, don't worry, I got you covered. Check out this video that has all the information that you need. And for more helpful quilting information, be sure to go to my website at www.chatterboxquilts.com.